Good morning, SKN. I'm Andre Cunningham.
And I am Cortensia Carty.
Happy Hump Day, guys.
Happy Hump Day indeed.
This one comes to us, the latest from Win Media SKN. In observance of Commonwealth Day 2023, there will be a mock sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly on Thursday, May 4th, 2023, at the Nevis Island Assembly Chambers on Samuel Hunkins Drive. According to the notice circulated by Ms. Myra Williams, Clerk of the Assembly, a total of 17 youth parliamentarians are expected to participate in the mock sitting, debating the Nevis Environmental Levy Ordinance Amendment of Schedule Order 2023. At a sitting of the Assembly on February 20, 2023, Honorable Michelle Slack, President of the Nevis Island Assembly, said the Nevis Island branch of Commonwealth Parliamentary Association is working to revive the Youth Parliament on Nevis. She noted that by engaging students of the Nevis Sixth Form College and other young persons, the aim is to channel the interests of those interested in governance, leadership, and politics to be a part of the Youth Parliament. The mock sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly will be broadcast live from 9 a.m. on Nevis Television NTV Channel 99, nevistvonline.com, NTV Go app, Nevis Television Facebook page, and the Nevis Newscast YouTube channel.
So they can't miss it. They have many channels in which to catch this broadcast. We proceed now. This story comes from Win Media SKN. After the 2023 Labor Day March, meant to commemorate the working society, the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, said the struggle for workers' rights continues. The Prime Minister said the government invests in workers' rights through healthcare, education, infrastructure, housing, technology, energy, and more improvements. Additionally, as announced by the Labor Minister, the Honorable Marsha Henderson, in March, a recommendation for an increase in the minimum wage was put to the cabinet for consideration, as there has not been an increase in the minimum wage since 2014. When it comes to salaries and wages, our people must be treated fairly. For the last 10 years, there has not been an increase in the minimum wage. For the last 10 years, who are those who are working for $360? They have not seen an increase in their quality of life, and that is why we have taken it so seriously that during our first year, we have brought relevant stakeholders together. The Prime Minister said a fair, just, and balanced minimum wage increase would involve the government, workers, and employers collaborating. I really hope they get an increase soon, because $360 and the cost of living.
I know, right?
Not working.
Still on the local scene. This one comes to us by way of a press release by the Nevis Island Administration. 27 individuals on Nevis, 13 of them high school students, have made history as the first group in the region to sit the formal test of Chinese as a foreign language TCFL exam. The candidates, which include 14 adults, sat the electronically administered TCFL Computerized Adaptive Test, CAT, on April 21, 2023. During a recent press engagement, Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier of Nevis, highlighted the achievement and thanked Mandarin instructor Ms. Shen Shi and the Republic of China Taiwan for their contribution to bringing Mandarin to the people of Nevis in such a meaningful way. He said, and quote, "This marks the first time that any group in the Caribbean has taken that format test. This represents a significant step forward. We want to thank Ms. Shen Shi, Mandarin teacher, and the Republic of China Taiwan for their continued support in moving this initiative forward. We look forward to the results, but we feel that for 27 people here have been the first group to have done this test in the region is very significant," end quote. Ms. Shen Shi, a professional Mandarin teacher from the Republic of China Taiwan, expressed confidence that the candidates will pass the TCFL and is anxiously awaiting the results, which she anticipates will take a few weeks. She is especially keen to see the results for her second form students who attend the Charlestown, Gingerland, and Nevis International Secondary Schools.
I remember we had on sometime last year where she was speaking about this, and we also had some of the students on. So it's good to see that.
Can't wait to see the
I can't wait to see the results, and congratulations to those who took the exams in advance. Now for the weather, it is partly cloudy with a high of 83 and a low of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your hourly and weekly weather and stay tuned. Regional and international news up next.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. For those of you just joining us, you are in time for regional news. Our news this morning comes from Loop Caribbean. Caribbean community CARICOM leaders have repeated their call for Russia to end its invasion of Ukraine as they highlighted the negative effects it is having on the global economy. In a brief statement today, the leaders said they remained deeply concerned at the ongoing invasion, which began on February 24th, 2022. CARICOM had said, and quote, "We register in particular our grave concern at the negative impact of the war on the global economy and on the economies in our region, where disruptions in trade and high fuel prices have resulted in extremely high rates of inflation reflected in increased prices for goods and services for the people of our region," end quote. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov recently met with St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves in Venezuela. Following the meeting, Russia's foreign minister said, and quote, "The two sides stressed the fundamental rejection of the policy of unilateral sanctions imposed in violation of the principles and norms of international law, reaffirmed the commitment to forming a multipolar world based on genuine equality and mutual respect for the interests of states," end quote. Gonsalves presented a report on his meeting with Lavrov to his CARICOM colleagues. I really hope the war ends. It's taking a toll.
I know, right? Interesting development. And here's what's happening on the international scene. This one comes to us from the Voice of America, VOA. Two Kenyan preachers have appeared in separate courts accused of encouraging their followers to harm themselves to meet Jesus. Kenyan authorities have exhumed the bodies of more than 100 people with postmortems on 10 of them showing they died from starvation and lack of oxygen. Pastors Paul Mackenzie and Ezekiel Odero appeared in court to answer charges that they allegedly killed their followers by urging them to fast to death in order to meet Jesus. Mackenzie and his accomplice were rearrested after a judge in the town of Mandalini declared that the court could not rule on terrorism charges preferred by the prosecution. Kenyan investigators have exhumed at least 110 bodies from the Chakahola forest along the coast, where people met their death. Due to heavy rains in the forest, the exhumation of the bodies has been temporarily halted, but efforts to rescue more survivors continued. Such a tragedy, Hortense.
Indeed.
Our heart goes out to all those people over there in Mombasa, Kenya.
Indeed.
And there you have it, guys. That's all we have for you this morning in local, regional, and international news. Stay with us. Much more when we return on Good Morning SKN.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We often hear people say, stand your ground. But what does it actually mean? And why is it so difficult for us to do it? Well, that will be our topic of discussion right now. As always, we invite you to join the conversation and leave your thoughts in the comment section. As I just said during the break, I wish those followers had stood their ground, because then they would not have been dead. Because
perfect example.
Jesus would never encourage anybody to stab themselves.
Can you imagine? And I mean, it hit home for us because we had similar issues. We had a same movement, the same cult movement that happened in Kenya. We had it, I think it was during the pandemic, 2 years ago in Jamaica, where there was this church in Montego Bay, a large following, and I think the pastor had made an ark, and persons showed up to this church, and they literally believed that there was a physical ark, and Jesus was there. And in order for them to see Jesus, they have to go in this ark. And so persons actually went, and they only saw persons entering, but no one returning.
And you said they paid to enter this ark.
They had to pay.
So you basically paid for your debt.
Basically.
Wow, that is sad.
Talking about standing your ground.
Well, we have a definition here from the Cambridge Dictionary. That is so sad. To refuse to change your opinion or give in to an argument. So once again, standing your ground means, and this definition comes from the Cambridge Dictionary, to refuse to change your opinion or give in to an argument. So
I agree with that definition. Don't you?
In a way, but what if the person that you're arguing with have facts? Because I think before we all go into an argument, we should always do our research. We should always have our facts. We should always be in the no. Not
True.
Going with the, I don't know if you know the local thing they say here, school children say.
Yes,
because school children say is just passed on gossip.
Right.
We're not sure if that is correct. So it's better to come with your statistics and your facts. And we see when we have debates, the pros and the cons.
Right.
The students, the politicians, anybody that's in a debate, they normally research, so they come to the debate informed.
Right. But Hortensia, what about those persons who are quote unquote hell-bent on their opinion? Like, I stand my ground, I say what I say, and this is what I mean. Like, sometimes it can come across arrogant.
Very arrogant.
Depending on the individual. So standing your ground, you have to do it in a certain way that comes off, balance.
Balance, yes. So from research, it says you use kind words and you be mindful of what you're saying, because we can all agree to disagree. And sometimes what I didn't know in the beginning of the argument, even though I can say I came informed, I can learn from you.
Exactly.
So arguments can be, how should I say, friendly arguments?
That's how it typically starts, but it don't normally always ends that way.
All right. And the next point says,
is it always right not to change your opinion, even if you are presented with valid contrary facts?
As I said, if we are presented with the facts and knowing what we know, maybe we can search within ourselves and say, okay, maybe he or she has some points here. Maybe I can listen to it. Maybe I can see where it go. But as they say, don't fall for everything, because we realize that those persons that would have fell for the ideologies that were placed upon them, almost every single one of them are dead, because we spoke even about the Hale-Bopp, the Jonestown massacre.
Yes,
Jamaica,
that's a prime example as well.
Those folks weren't standing their ground. They weren't testing the waters. They were just listening to the crazy facts.
But I mean, I guess standing your ground then is totally different than standing your ground today.
You think?
I think so.
Standing your ground should be standing your ground regardless.
That's true, but there's so many things that's happening in society today where you have to be second guessing certain things.
Like, what would...
Say, for example, like leaving you can somebody tell you leave your door open. Who leaves their door open at night?
No, we can't do that.
Exactly.
We definitely
Back
can.
then they could.
They could have, but no. But we can't do that now, because, my gosh. But not even that. Let's say workers' rights.
Right.
You're going to work, and your workplace has mold. It's been tested. It's been cleaned, but mold still remains. You come back to work, you get sick again. You tell your employer the workplace has mold. It's obviously that you are the sole one that's getting sick. And what they do to you? They fire you.
Really?
They fire you. So what do you do then? You have to stand your ground. You have a medical diagnosis to show that This place is still making me sick.
Right.
And this is a true story. I know someone that went through this, and they had to fight. They had to stand their ground and believe what they believe. And in the end, they were offered back their job, but at the behest of basically being humiliated prior to them proving what they knew. Yeah.
Interesting. Kudos to that individual who stood their ground. I tip my hat to that individual. Sometimes, I mean, how the saying goes, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything.
And that's what those folks happened to them, because they weren't standing for anything.
Right.
So we have to be, we really have to be, we have to know what we're standing for. And there's something that says, stay true to your values. Know you have the same right as others to be your own person. And refuse to be a doormat or live like a victim. Stand up for what you know, because sometimes we want others to fight for us when we can fight for ourselves.
I agree. Yeah. But as I said, I mean, you could stand your ground, but just don't be arrogant.
No, don't be arrogant.
Listen with it. Listen. Yeah, exactly. There's always that listening aspect when you're trying to stand your ground.
But how does one deal with somebody that's arrogant, Andre? Or narcissistic, that's standing their ground, they're belittling you, they're trying their best, they're pompous. How do you deal with such a person, though?
To be honest, persons like those, you just leave them.
To the foot of the cross.
Yes, I agree. You just leave those kind of people when you come across them in society, because, I mean, not everyone is going to agree with your opinion.
Yeah.
Not
vice versa.
Exactly. And so no matter, I mean, you have some persons like that. Like no matter what you do, no matter what you say, they're just stuck in one direction and you just can't change them.
Yep.
So you just leave those people.
Exactly. And it says sometimes standing your ground leads to disapproval from your peers and loved ones. I know this can hurt a lot of persons, because you want the approval of those around you. And when you don't get it, you feel a type of way. But when you know that what you believe in will eventually, how should I say, it makes a breakthrough and show the world, okay, he or she was right. They were on the right paths. But you know, sometimes you just have to go through a rough patch.
But that's sticky when it comes down to family, when you try to stand your ground with a particular family member. I mean, how do we stand our ground when it comes on to the family? That's a deal breaker for many of us, because you don't want to disrespect your parents.
But it doesn't even have to be in a disrespectful way, but it brings some kind of rift. Because even, as I said, we come with our facts. We have all these things. Our parents are folks that are stuck in their old ways.
Exactly.
No pun intended, parents, but just saying, you know, they're stuck in their old ways. How do we get them to bend? Understand what we're saying, and we're not being rude, or we're not,
or as we say here on GMSKN, loosen up.
Yes, how we get them to loosen up.
I mean, parents will always be parents, but I think it's all depends on the delivery. How we deliver it, how it comes across, the message you try to convey. But we must just never try to lose, you know, the point you're trying to make. Just stand your ground, but don't be arrogant with it.
Exactly. How about setting social boundaries, though?
Perfect. Oh, yeah. There are just some persons, you just can't let them come too close. Yes, you love them from a distance. No matter the advice, I mean, keep them at a distance.
It basically says the importance of establishing healthy social boundaries so that validation from others doesn't overpower your personal values or beliefs. As Andre said, love you from afar.
Exactly.
And all fights aren't word fighting. You don't always have to argue or debate with someone who doesn't share the same opinion as you.
That's what we just said, basically. Exactly.
That's why I don't argue politics and I don't argue religion. Because there is never a favorable
result. It continues.
Yeah.
Cannot arrive at a conclusion. You just leave it as it is.
Leave it as it is. Oh my God. Wow. But you know, it says sometimes not standing your own ground. This comes from the Chelsea Psychology Clinic, and it says not standing your ground, you are out of touch with your own needs and overly attuned to other people's. When this happens, you leave yourself wide open to be taken advantage of. So you have to really know when to stand your ground so that you're not taken advantage of, because those folks in Kenya, they were basically taken advantage of.
Exactly.
And you see, when you don't know things for yourself, they weren't educated. Jesus never asked us to staff to come and meet him.
Never. Exactly.
Even in the Bible, he took what? 6 fishes and 2 loaves of bread. He fed us, right? Did he stop? No. So you see, you have to know what you know. Stand your ground.
I agree.
Stay firm in it, as you say, respectfully, not arrogant. And you'll find your way.
Beautiful discussion, Hortensia.
Indeed, Andre.
Indeed, I hope many of us learn from this and actually starting to stand our ground. And with that, we take a short break. When we return, much more on Good Morning SKN.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, what up? It's your boy M. Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good Morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Our first guest, Cleone Bradshaw, is one of the persons participating in this year's Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative. Joining him is Jaleel Boone, a past participant of the program. Gentlemen, welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome.
Good morning. So tell us, what is the Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative?
Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative, what we generally call it as YLA, it's a brainchild by past President Barack Obama. In 2015, just before he left office, he pretty much set that to build an unofficial bilateral relationship between America and young leaders across the Americas, and there's also a similar one in Africa as well.
Okay.
In this case, you get to go to the US for 6 weeks, and during that 6 weeks, you are shadowing a similar company like yours. Yeah.
You said a similar company like yours. What do you mean for those of us?
Okay, so for young leaders, like CL, whether the person is an NGO or for profit, you get the chance to do a full exchange program with that person, like internship.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily you are working for the person, you're working with the person. Because you are not seen as an employee, you are seen as an upcoming business or upcoming leader. So it gives you that chance to feel the hands-on, see how it's done in the US. However, they get the chance to also learn from you, see how it's done across the Americas.
And this internship, Janelle, how long is it for?
It is for 6 weeks.
Okay.
It is awarded to 280 young leaders from the entire Americas. This includes Canada.
Okay.
So how did you find out about this program?
How did I? I went to the US Embassy in 2016 and I was denied for a visa. I was walking across the bridge and I saw a sign say, get a visa for free. I was like, should give it a try. And everything else became history.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so get a visa for free, because not everybody's watching is going to try to get that visa for free.
Exactly. No, that's all I saw. But then, of course, when I read it further, I realized it was speaking about Wilder and everything. But after just being denied, we can be selective of what words we see.
Yes.
And that's what I saw.
Oh.
I was like, I should have seen that first.
I know, right?
So you would not have done the application.
Correct.
Oh, so there is nowhere in the government that you can find out about this program now?
It's intentionally not government affiliated.
Oh.
We know Caribbean, we can get real partisan, so it's intentionally not. It is there provided on the US Embassy and the US Department of State pages, and then from there, it's alumni based with then advertise it as much as possible.
Okay. So Cleon, how did you find out about this program?
I found out from Janelle. So he actually asked me to come and take some pictures of one of his group meetings, because he's been pushing Wildlife since he came back, and he had groups with other business owners, seminars per se, where we would come together and have real conversations. I came to take some pictures. I heard about it, and I was like thinking in my head, maybe I should give it a shot and apply. I went home and I did the application. I applied and I reached the semi-final stage. I had an interview with a panelist, and eventually I got an email a few months ago saying that I was selected for this year.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Awesome. And for those of us who don't know, Cleon Bradshaw is actually a business person. Cleon, expand more.
Okay, sure, no problem. So, I think I've always had the mentality that I've wanted to work for myself at some point in life. So let's call it the hustle mentality in a sense. So even from being a child, I used to like try to sell things to my sister and parents, and so I got into I got to work at Ross initially, and I learned about audio video technology, a different side to audio video technology, because I was working at ZAZ before as an engineer, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting, and I was like, I could turn this into a business.
Right. Nice.
So in doing that, I started my first business, which was Outbid Solutions, and then as COVID came in, I realized I'm an editor. I edit videos. I used to edit for Sinkers Nevis Visitor Channel and ZAZ before I left. So I ended up starting C. Jamison Photography. Okay. So for the wildlife, I applied as C. Jamison Photography, which specializes in photography, videography, and specifically in weddings. We focus a lot on weddings. Clients, most of our clients fly in. They're persons who get married here, and we produce beautiful trailers for them. And so I've been working on building that side of C. Jamison Photography. And I saw this as an opportunity to get to partner with a company that does similar to me, because I want to be able to give my clients somewhat of a similar / better Caribbean vibe feeling that they would get from any other US company, and the best way to learn is to be on the ground.
I see.
Yeah.
So I know that to get into this program, you have to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
What other skills are required?
Skills to be an entrepreneur.
They can take that.
Okay, Daniel, take it, please.
One of two, an entrepreneur or community leader.
Okay.
Community leader by extent, NGO, or someone who's just impacting the community. That's one of two. And even if you're an entrepreneur, you have to still have that level of community impact. And what are the general skills? Be the hustler, if I'm to put it. Be the person that says no to the norm.
Okay.
Be the person that want to get and learn further. Because he's about to experience possibly a university of maybe 4 years in 6 weeks.
Wow.
So it's gonna be
everything is compact in a short space of time.
They're gonna have theory sessions. He should have from my experience, he should have some university sessions. He should be shadowing various companies and various meetings. And so it needs you to understand it's not just a free ride. It may be an all expense paid trip, but it's not a tour. You may have some tours in between. But that's the kind of skill that is needed.
Okay. One more question before we move on. I also saw the persons with disabilities can apply. When you went to it, Janil, did you see any such persons?
Yes.
And is it possible for you to encourage the next person that's going to go from here that may be differently able, that they can do it too?
The next person for 2024 is almost already selected.
Okay.
They tend to select a year in advance.
Okay.
I remember they did that meeting maybe about a week or so.
Okay.
So a few months they will be informed.
Okay.
However, though, yes, there were disabilities. There were the various sexualities are there. It's trying to be as inclusive as possible.
Okay.
I guess it wants to be to some level politically correct.
Okay.
In being such, then it's all various groups or subgroups of human life is encouraged to come along. Because the main requirement is to be an entrepreneur or leader.
Okay.
Everything else, that's fine.
Okay.
So definitely, if those of you who are differently abled, that's what I'm looking for. Right. Those of you who are differently abled are definitely encouraged to do such. Especially in my field as a technician, I've seen some of the most brightest persons who happens to be this differently abled. I'm like, wow. So go for it. It's ylai.state.gov. And in the meantime, you can see their courses, follow the work that is being done, and definitely follow Cleon over the next 6 weeks and see what's been happening there. And go for it hopefully for 2025. Application opens mid-2024.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
So, Cleon, you made mention earlier that you into editing.
Yes.
So, say for example, I have a video, personal video. I went to this wedding and I captured the moment. But for some reason the video had poor audio. Can I take that video to you and you edit it and make it markable or shareable?
I would say yes. With some limitations, audio is kind of tricky. It's like for me, I've started to use a lot of AI technology because AI is getting really popular. So I've found different AI tools that has helped me to clean up audio, video, etc. So definitely, one of the things that I realized is that there was a market for editing in particular. So persons would go out and capture and would bring back the videos to me, and I ended up editing them. So yeah, definitely something that we offer. Awesome. I like to put it that we are all encompassing with anything audio, video. Once I never say no. If I can't do it, I'll definitely find someone else that can do it as well.
I agree.
Okay. Well, folks, we're due a commercial break. We'll take one and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
And we're back with Janelle and Cleon as we continue this discussion about the Young Leaders of America's initiative. So during the break, we were speaking about the program that you, Janelle, would have had to bring back to St. Kitts and implement. How has this program been implemented, and who has it impacted thus far?
I'm a storyteller, so let's back it up. Did the program 2018, I then did my project 2019.
Okay.
September 2019. Many may know it as LEAS, the Leadership Empowerment Educational Source. It has been a leadership retreat that we did at Railway Bar in Old Road on National Heroes Day. Whole day program of just impacting leaders in particular. Interestingly, I went on the course as a technician. I came back off the course as one who just wanted to empower everybody's business and leadership.
Nice.
And from doing that, 2020 came. I couldn't have done it because of COVID. So therefore, that's when I started doing meeting once per month, a small group of 25 that was permitted, and once per month for almost 2 years since COVID. And that's where Cleon came in as a photographer for those set sessions. Who has it impacted? By numbers, 25 once per month, we're looking at maybe over 200 leaders / entrepreneurs. And the event alone had 100 persons in present. Who has it impacted beyond that? Many persons that I've had the chance to just sharpen their business skills and share my thoughts. Since then also, in 2020, I also started a podcast. And we spoke about this last time.
Yes, you were here.
All of these are byproduct of this one thing.
Okay.
One thing I love to do is to build upwards. I just keep pushing forward and making new pathways.
Nice.
And since doing all of that, this is where Cleon and most of the other applicants find themselves, because I heard about it, they saw, and everything else is really history, really.
How proud are you of that you have an impact now in Cleon heading out and others that are going to go thereafter?
How proud? Like a good father?
Aww, that's so sweet. That's good.
It adds another level of value to see that most of the finalists, as of late, when asked where did you learn about it, they say from Janelle. I do some of the selection for the other islands. I'm also now on the advisory board.
Look at you.
Yeah, like this big fella.
Awesome.
However, though, in doing such, in Cleon's interview, when they sent me the list of persons who's gonna be on that interview, I'm like, wait, I know these persons. And I had to ask the embassy, do you want me to sit out? And like, no, come in the interview still. The 2021, my wife did the online version of it. And it was the same case. I was like, I knew she was talking about it, but I didn't know she actually started going through the application till it was already there. And that year we're like, no, let me sit out and just let this go ahead.
Okay.
That's been the case.
Okay.
Oh, I like your honesty.
Yeah. So Cleon, since you've been selected to represent the Federation this year, tell us, how is the preparation going so far for departing the Federation?
Okay, so preparation has been kind of tricky. The program itself has a course. You do an entire entrepreneurship course over 3 months. You have assignments to submit, you have modules to complete, you have group meetings to have, you get to meet business entrepreneurs, you get to meet your...
Is this prior?
Yes, this is
okay,
our prior.
Okay.
And after. I think about 2 months after.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page.
Yeah. So because what I've realized, like, my business has started to grow. So I've actually gotten busier. So I'm trying to coordinate to leave because I have jobs here.
Oh, wow.
So right now I'm trying to get staff together, persons who work alongside me so that I can cover and still keep our clients happy while I'm away. One thing that I struggled in, one of the reasons why I applied for Wildlife is because I'm a creative, but I'm not necessarily a businessman. And I needed some form of mentorship. So I have 2 mentors locally, right? Alex Strong, Natalie John. Even my dad, they motivate me. I speak to them about business, but I was like, the best experience I could possibly get is to work along another videography / photography studio. And because of this now, I'm able to work with a company he does weddings that are, how does he describe? Think of Crazy Rich Asians. So he does very huge, expensive, ambient, lovely weddings, and he travels all over the world and does this. He has a staff of over 100 persons that edit and direct, and it's an opportunity that I think one could only dream of having, just to be able to learn and pick his brain and see how he operates his business. And he's already talked about plans that he would do with me to grow my business, branding guidelines. There's so many intricacies. What's the word I'm looking for?
Intricacies.
Intricacies, yes. So many little things that persons may not realize is involved in being a creative. Even within this studio, I know there's a lot of subscriptions you have to pay for, a lot of little costs that no one sees that. You have to wonder, how will I make back this investment and stuff like that. So the goal is to grow. In a sense, I feel like I'm living my dream. I've always wanted to be able to do this in life. So I'm grateful. I'm happy to have the opportunity.
Well, I'm happy that you're having the opportunity. And I will now go to I would like to think Janelle is a mentor, right? He's a mentor, right?
I'm older than him. So Janelle is a consistent force to be reckoned with. I
like that.
He pushes. That's one thing. He doesn't settle. I like that about him. So I think any person can look at Janelle as an example of never letting circumstances keep you back from being who you want to be. I feel like the world is ours.
Yes.
If you have the right mentality, you definitely can capture the world.
If you continue long enough, I'll cry.
we will bring on the tissue. So, Janet, how important it is to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem?
It's paramount because we as entrepreneurs are pretty much the one holding up most economies as our smaller but yet united force. If you really look at the statistics, small versus bigger businesses, the course in which Cleon is going on, he's going to be connected with 279 other entrepreneurs from South America, Central America, the Caribbean, and Canada, including his fellow hosts or the other respective American companies in the US. He indicated that his person works from in the Philippines and beyond. So he just crossed hemisphere.
I know.
Just show you the networking before he even touched there.
Nice.
And beyond that, I mentioned last time I came about my logo, which was done with someone in Venezuela. Now, these small stuff networking wise from the course goes a long way. But beyond just the course being local, the other respective companies, the powers that be, it's if we can have similar concepts, similar courses that do stuff like these, the small man get the chance to go and shadow some of the bigger companies in St. Kitts. And once again, not as an intern, but as a potential business owner, then definitely we can take people to the next level. Mentorship is almost a lifeline for people in these times.
Yes.
It is. Cleon also mentioned that the person from the Philippines, to me, is like being shadowing a smaller Bill Gates. You're shadowing a smaller Steve Harvey. Imagine, and you may just get the chance to meet one of those, but you are learning from unsound billionaires, millionaires. And maybe one of these days, we'll just get there. One of these days, we come back and say, let's take a flight. Not maybe. We will get there. We will get there. We will get there. So that's pretty much how it gets. And the impact goes far beyond the course and far beyond, because you're connecting. Cleon is about to connect to everyone that person knows and beyond. Same as me. And just like him, when I came back, I literally started writing, and I hope to give a book at some point soon of what I learned from that. And it's a lifetime impact, really. Once you use it wisely, because we are not the first. It started 2016 to now. There have been persons every year. But once leveraged wisely, then it can take you leaps, boundaries that you may not even think of.
You said 2016, those persons came from the Federation?
Yes, from St. Kitts.
Okay.
It first started in 2016. If my mind served me right, there was Tishan Thomas and a young lady.
I know Tishan.
2017, Tito Chapman Nevis. And 2018, myself, Johnny Boone and Shane Brown, SKN Village. And then 2019, it stopped because Obama only did it for 3 years. It changed parent companies, so it came back. Supposedly for 2020, so COVID came, and 2021 was a virtual one with Mayor Wilkin Boone, and 2022 was Mandisa Jiport. And now 2023, Cleon Bradshaw. Yes.
Oh, it's like
so Cleon, with 1 foot in the door. Basically, would you encourage other persons to enter the competition?
Oh, definitely. So this wasn't my first time applying. Let me say that. It wasn't my first time applying. You have to apply before you make 35. I'm almost there.
So what if you make 35 in the year?
Because I'm making 35.
The application must be submitted before the age 35. So it's generally a year in advance.
Okay.
So I mean, I definitely encourage. It's an opportunity. When it's a free visa, you actually get a J1 visa, so you can legally, in a sense, work on that visa. So that's why they say get a free visa. But it's just for 3 months, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But it's an opportunity like no other.
Back here,
sure.
It's just for 3 months, but once again, once leveraged wisely, you can now go back to the embassy another time and get a B1.
So sir,
just put it like that.
Do you have your B1 now?
Wait, which question? First question. I did get my B1 2019. I got an email say we have a course happening in Barbados. Would you be interested in coming to this course? Yes. Would you be interested in applying for a visa? I'm like, sure.
Don't say.
And
just like that.
That's pretty much how it went.
But not to cut you off, Cleon, but just to ask, if you didn't see that free visa advert, you weren't aware that this program was going on.
Correct, because it wasn't. I guess because it's not affiliated to the government, it didn't really get that level of pushing, and the previous persons also didn't do that much media on it. Only after I realized that the website was there and everything, but it's just not much on a local scene.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, Cleon, you can continue. Sorry about that. I just needed to make sure.
I think we did well on your question, right?
Just encouraging others to apply. So yeah, I would, if I were you, if you own a business, see it as an opportunity to grow, see it as an opportunity to get the leverage and possibility to meet persons that you would normally not meet in your lifetime. If you are serious, because business is sacrifice. There's no 8 to 4. Every day you wake up for you. If you don't go out to work, you don't make no money. You have to have that kind of push to it type attitude, right? So I would encourage you, if you have the right attitude, try it. Apply it every year until you get it. You will not regret it.
Taglines and all. I love it. So, Cleon, you mentioned your business. Yes. I know you're not here looking for business, but for persons who may want to contact you when you return, you're bigger, you're better, you're better. How do they get in contact with you?
Okay, so it's C. Jemison Photography on all social medias, and also my numbers pretty much out there. It's on the website. It's on the page. It says 660-6030. Pretty simple and easy to remember. And like I said, we specialize in videography, photography. In particular weddings, we like to capture those moments. We make beautiful videos. Once you go on the Instagram page in particular, you see some of our 1-minute trailers, so you can see stuff that we have produced in the past. Wedding season is coming up as well. So,
like that.
Feel free to reach out. We have a beautiful team. Something that I definitely want to get more into is a kind of apprenticeship program. I'm working with one young person at the moment in photography. So we're always kind of willing, or I want to be able to be willing and be able to help others kind of learn in the industry as well. It's something I'm very open to do.
I like that. And Janelle, we don't want to forget about you, sir. We know you're the big shot in this one. But
I'm so small. So small.
I like the humbleness.
One of the things though with being on these courses, when you come back, you're like, I got that help. So I want, you almost feel like you want to reproduce it. I've learned that the truth is that everyone will, but
True.
there's a part of you that says, hey, I was exposed to this, and maybe I can, or maybe I should. So I will. Maybe you hear his program, his project may just be that said apprenticeship project when he's back.
Wow.
And indeed, it's country above self.
It is.
I like it. And it's, no, you're gonna make me
So now he's gonna be that ambassador.
Exactly.
It is.
We'll try.
It also gives opportunity to remind people that St. Kitts is not a part of Jamaica. It also gives people.
Here we go.
When you go there, so many Caribbean persons here, and the people say like, where in Jamaica you're from? I'm like, St. Kitts.
Yes, it is. And it's also important, the young leaders of the Americas, because many persons don't even realize that the Caribbean is a part of the Americas.
Correct.
When you hear of the word the Americas, they basically think of North America.
South America, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's really true.
That also in my year, and we have since been on the board, we have since been able to shift the mentality of that. There were many times they keep saying, shout, South America shout, Central America shout, and we're like, Caribbean. So as you go along, your clear job this year would be to amplify the Caribbean, especially St. Kitts.
He wasn't told, Daniel. He wasn't told.
I don't pick up St. Kitts all the way. Listen, I'm playing stuff right now.
I was just gonna ask if you have
I'm walking with stuff from St. Kitts to give to my host. Thai jam and little snacks and
pepper sauce. Don't forget the pepper sauce,
Pepper, everything.
Well, plug here, and after we probably make that call. When I went, I had the Tourism Authority gave me like a small goodie bag.
Nice.
And I was able to share that. I arrived in a St. Kitts shirt and what's not. I kept my St. Kitts flag because people love to fly that thing upside down. So I kept mine to show them that this is how it is. Green at the top.
Yes.
So, and stuff like these, they are beyond the typical entrepreneurship program. When he go and see various historical sites in the US and you learn that Alexander Hamilton is from Nevis and so on, you can connect and show them Nevis, that small place, I'm just 2 miles away from them.
Exactly.
And this is how you get to sell it. So it's far beyond just a typical entrepreneurship course.
I like this. You gentlemen become tourism ambassadors.
Yes.
Wow.
Feels that way.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful initiative.
Indeed. And I'm happy that you went to the embassy. I'm happy you got denied. I'm happy you saw that effort.
Yes.
Because you are doing something that's great. Janelle, I appreciate you for that. You see how Cleon's going, and when Cleon comes back, he's going to ensure that somebody else's go, and it will be the gift that keeps on giving.
And I'll be upgraded from a father to a grandfather.
At a young age.
Age slowly.
Janelle is a storyteller, you know.
It is. So, Janelle and Cleon, nothing but the best as you go out there. Make us proud, as we say, fly the flag high, and we're looking forward to see what you implement and what you bring back from this program. So,
wishing you nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. So, safe journeys. And Janelle, I can't say thank you enough again. Thank you for coming back, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime again.
Welcome.
It was indeed a pleasure chatting with you both.
Definitely a pleasure.
GMSKN Nation, more after this short break. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
SKN, this is lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Can you guess what segment it is? Ah, yes. Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time for us to loosen up. So Andre and I will be voting yay or nay to some of this year's Met Gala red carpet looks. I hope you folks would have watched the Met Gala, because I intentionally watched this one this year just because. So the Met Gala was held under the theme Karl Lagerfeld, a line of beauty. Are you familiar with Karl Lagerfeld?
I am just so saddened at his passing. It was girl. Hello.
If I couldn't tell, I got told. If I couldn't tell, I got told. Yeah. But Karl Otto Lagerfeld is actually a German fashion designer, and he started in the 1950s.
Right.
And we know him for his signature. Well, he had black hair originally, because I saw when he was working with the Fendi sisters, the five of them. Right. But he's always worn his hair in a ponytail with the glasses. But he had the big clear. What should I call them? The police glasses? You remember those big glasses from back then? And
he had a distinct look and always maintained that, image that is just unique to him.
And as he got older, his gloves remind me of that of Michael Jackson. His big dark glasses, his gray hair. He almost, to me, looked like the president.
Right.
And how can we starch collars?
Yes, right. And how can we forget his pet?
Chopet.
Okay.
But Chopet didn't go to the Met Gala, Andre.
Well, so many persons represented Chopet, so wasn't missing out on anything at all.
I want to be a Chopet. Ooh, a Chopet. It sounds fancy, but she really was a fancy Chopet. And don't talk about the display inside that the stars were looking forward to.
Right.
I forgot the name of the guy that was working with what's the lady's name? That does the invitation every year. Jeez, how can I forget both of their names? But he had over 10,000 pieces that Karl Lagerfeld would have designed, and he narrowed it down to some of the most exquisite ones. I do not know how.
I don't want that job at all.
But hey, that's why he's the artistic designer, right?
Exactly. But before we even see some of these images from the Met Gala, what were your favorite ones, or the ones that stood out for you?
My favorite ones. Jennifer Lopez looked nice. Rihanna looked nice, simple but nice.
Yes, I recall.
Actually, liked Kylie Jenner.
Oh yes.
Kylie Jenner, her red, the red with the blue. She looked nice.
That was a standout piece for you.
I didn't understand Janelle Monáe's. I didn't understand.
And surprisingly, she went viral for her piece.
Yeah, but I didn't understand.
I don't understand what she was trying to convey, but
I don't get it.
It worked. Whatever she did, it worked.
Alrighty, so we are ready to say yay or nay. Okay, I didn't get A$AP Rocky's outfit, but I know it's one of Karl Lagerfeld's design, because Karl Lagerfeld not only worked with Fendi and Chanel, he worked with Jean Patou, Chloe, H&M, Macy's, Fabella, and Balmain. But would you say yay or nay? I definitely said yay to this, because when she dropped that rose petal thingy and those glasses with the eyelashes, she was the bomb.com. That's my favorite line. So I would say yay to this one.
Yay for you, but nay for me.
Why not?
To be honest, with this look, as a Caribbean man, I don't see us Caribbean men wearing this in the Caribbean.
He's not Caribbean. He has lineage to the Caribbean.
Yes, but
apparently his dad is from Barbados. But remember, it's the style. It's all about Karl. It's not about the Caribbean.
It's the style, but what makes us Caribbean people unique is definitely not this look at all.
But you can't carry your Caribbean look to the Met Gala. You have to wear what is in fashion.
I agree to some extent, but it's...
You're standing your ground, I'm standing my ground.
Standing my ground this morning.
I like it. No. Even when that coat came off, it did not work for me. It just looked like a little kid that was lifting up their dress. I didn't like it. I couldn't see the high fashion in this, Carl. I'm sorry.
Janelle Monáe. I have not seen her for a long while.
And look at her chopette in the form of a bag. A chopette.
I think it misses the mark when it comes on to how would she sit in this, actually.
It ain't even about that. Is that the whole thing don't make sense to me?
It doesn't make sense at all. Just too much going on.
Too much. I know it's high fashion and it's the night for that, but no. Standing my ground.
Sunny.
No. The only thing that's cute is the chupette.
Yes, the chupette is cute.
Yeah. You see? Do you see Carl in his skirt? I told you, it's Carl's. He's actually paying serene homage, minus he put on the pants, because he know about that life.
I see.
Everything they wore, Carl actually designed, and for the various brands, because you will hear Star say, I'm wearing Chloe, I'm wearing Chanel, I'm wearing Fendi. But Carl is behind these designs, like Naomi Campbell.
I see.
Carl's her favorite. She had on a Chanel. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to say about that. I am still standing my ground.
Okay.
It's a nay for me.
Enough.
This one just...
Fair enough. No, I'm going with a yay because it belongs to Carl and it's about Carl.
Ooh, Ariana DeBose.
And I'm done. No comment.
I don't know. There's just something about yellow on a red carpet.
Looking like an egg? The only person that pulled off the egg show was Rihanna.
It's a nay for me.
No, I don't even like that. I wonder if that's from Fendi. Because Karl Lagerfeld actually created that logo. Because Fendi had just the normal words. And I didn't even know it stood for fun fur.
Yeah, it does. I mean, one person that always killed it on the red carpet, especially when it comes down to yellow. And of course, it's shout out to my girl, Kenya Moore, former Miss USA. She always killed it on the red carpet.
Rihanna had a whole scrambled egg costume going on there, whole fried, and she looked nice in that when she went to one of the Met Gala. No?
Listen, you're not gonna let Riri fans come for me this morning, eh?
But she looked good in it.
She looks good, but
Kenya Moore. Okay, I'll leave you.
Kenya Moore for me. Kenya Moore.
For real?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're still sticking to name from Miss Ariana DeBose. We're sorry. The yellow didn't work for you, sweetie.
It's a name.
No. And the fur hanging off at the end. Go give back that pet. No, not working. No.
Ooh.
She always brings it. I like this mermaid peacock style thing she has happening there. So I'm gonna say it's a yay.
Cardi B. I think Cardi B is.
Drop the earrings.
Yeah.
Let somebody say people's earrings. Jewelry and stuff.
I'm gonna say a yay to Cardi B. She's such an inspiration to females in society today. So I mean, she has such a story, and so many girls can relate to her story. And I think she delivered.
She started from the bottom, and now she's here.
Yep.
And she's still cool. She's still humble.
Still cool.
She's still humble.
Still doing her thing.
I admire how she tells her kids, not because you have a lot, you're gonna waste it.
I know, right?
So I like that she is still humble unto today. But this is a yay for us.
It's a yay for me.
We're standing our ground.
Go, Cardi B.
You go, girl. Belcalis. No.
Lizzo.
Oh God. No.
Lizzo.
But this outfit actually
the outfit
I prefer this one than the one last year. Last year it was too extravagant and it added to her
So you're going with last year piece over this one?
Yeah. So my comparison would be that this year Lizzo looks nicer. Last year it was too much.
I see. I see what you're saying.
It made her look extreme.
But you see, I mean, she has to be careful because she's a fluffy girl, as we like to say.
Fluffy.
As you know, we say in the Caribbean. I mean.
Yeah, but this is nice.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, for me. She's
She looks nice this year. Last year we needed to love the stylist, So yeah.
And all the accessories, it's not too much. I mean, you see in a piece like this, I'm happy she didn't wear a neck piece. Because wearing a neck piece with that would be more than too much. So it's a year for me.
Yeah.
Go girl.
You looking hot, Lizzo? Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Viola Davis.
Yes. I saw somebody had a birthday the other day with a knockoff of this dress, this style.
Oh yes?
Yeah.
Wonder who that is.
Not from here, but just saying. But she wears this well. And the color complements her skin.
Yes, I like it. And I like the afro.
All natural.
Yes, and
she gets a year. Definitely gets a year. I didn't understand the color of the stairs this year though.
There were so many colors on the red carpet this year.
Not the colors on the carpet. The stairs, the red, the blue, the white. I didn't get that.
It's a bit confusing, but
Very confusing with the dresses.
They know what they're looking for.
I guess. And I guess maybe the stairs was to throw it off.
I know.
Oh.
Michaela Cole.
What? I can see her, but the dress is too much.
It's too much, like.
Yeah. It looks like the galaxies happening there. The pearls are on. Boy, Carlo with the.
It's too, and then with the earrings, it's just too much for it. This definitely is a knee for me.
No, I can't see it. I don't know.
Too much. I mean, had it been the dress, had all those fandangles, so to speak, from the neck to the waist, all those jewelry from the neck to the waist and on the sleeve would be fine. And then from the waist down would leave bare.
Yeah.
Then it would work. Yeah. But from top to bottom, all of these fandangles, it's a knee.
The fandangles get a knee.
It's a knee.
It's a happening.
And then, I mean, like, you have to be careful with when you're doing image. Like, there's this pattern on one of the boobs and then a smile on the center. Like, what message you're trying to convey? You get the point?
Yeah.
Like, it's like a whole face they're trying to create on the dress. It's just way too much.
It's not happening.
It's a knee.
It's a hot. Andre didn't even have to go through all of that. It's just too much. She carries it well, but it is just too much.
I agree. I totally agree.
I don't want this. The stairs, like the stairs is meant to throw you off the scene.
Yes, it does. It does.
You couldn't miss the dresses on that stairs.
It's too much. Ooh la la, Burna Boy. Definitely a yeah.
Okay.
A nay for you?
A big.
Tell me, I want to hear this one. Tell me.
I couldn't even see Burna Boy through all of that design they got going on there. I'm very sorry, no. Carl, no.
Cortense?
No.
He's a Nigerian, right?
He so is.
For a Nigerian to wear something like this on the to the Met Gala, as a Nigerian.
How much more further can I put my name?
I'm sorry.
How further can I go with my name?
It's a year for me.
You could hardly see Burna Boy. No. This is one of Carl's designs that I'm not fancy about. No.
Really?
He could have worn something else. Andre, no. As I said, you're entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to mine.
And I'm standing my ground this morning. I love this Burna Boy look. It looks.
Is it because you're a Burna Boy fan, so you're looking past the fact that we can't see Burna Boy through all of what is happening on the screen, Andre?
Listen, this
that is it.
I just love the look. I love the look. There's something about the black and the blue and the shoe and his hair and his skin tone.
Boy is his hands, his shoe, and his face. It just doesn't work for him. But that's my opinion. So no. I say no.
Standing my ground. It's a yay. You go, Burna Boy. I love the look.
Burna Boy, you got a fan over here. You got a fan over here, but no. Oh, yeah, and she debuted a baby bump. All I was concerned about was baby bump, because I don't know if I like this dress for her. No, I hope she get a boy this time, yeah. Serena, I'm rooting for you. Get your boy, girl. You go, girl. Yeah. I don't.
I'm going to go with a yay. Simply because she's
Serena.
She's not only that she's Serena, but I mean she's
glowing.
She's glowing. I like her baby bump and yeah.
So
and you can
just
never
want me
go
to
wrong.
be nice to the pregnant lady?
I mean, you can never go wrong in black and white. And
Yeah, but her black and white, no. She looked cute in the face, though, I must say. But I just can't give up. No, no. Serena, you're pretty. I'm happy that you're getting your second boo-boo. I hope it's a cute little boy. You look cute in your face, but I don't understand the frock. Yeah.
What do you call it? A frock?
A frock.
Do we call it frock these days?
I'm bringing frock back. No.
Yeah.
I'm bringing frock back.
I'm sorry, Serena.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tane as well. I'm sorry.
No. There was a next celebrity that wore it as well. And
the
she's
same
pregnant
look?
too. The same sort of look. Ooh.
Thames.
Ooh, Thames turned it up. Oui. No, I can give this to Thames. I couldn't give that to Burna Boy. And see, she's also of Nigerian descent. So Thames, girl, you just take my green thumb and run with it. You look hot.
I love this look for her.
Whoever
she looks
is her
stunning.
stylist, every time she goes out, they have a looking fab.
Yes.
Minus the other day, they had a looking overdone with that big white thing they had. I think it was it the Grammys?
It was the Grammys,
Oh my
yes. This is a dramatic piece.
Yeah,
I
this
love
is nice.
it. It's beautiful. But you see, the flooring, the tiles, there's just something about.
That's why I tell you, it's to throw you off.
Yes.
Your dress has to stand out.
I agree.
For you to notice it. And that's why I thought, why do they have such ugly stairs? But to them, it's art, huh?
I know, right?
I just think the stairs was to throw off your dressing if you didn't make it look
That's
proper.
correct. That's
what Burna Boy couldn't cut it, man. Thames, you get a thumbs up.
You're gonna leave my Burna Boy. But as I said, you can't go wrong with black and white.
Not at all.
Cannot.
Black
it's
and
a
white
statement
is
piece. And
always.
in this look, Thames killed it.
Yep.
She rocked. Ooh. Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy.
He looks like the vampire from No.
I don't know. This look just make him seems like he's
lost in translation. Yeah.
I don't want to say obese, but it's like
fluffy too.
Or even fluffy, but he looks extra big in this look. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're looking at the size? I'm looking at a no.
If he had
no,
just left the jacket.
Carl wore it. Well, no. Carl wore it with the jacket, so you gotta wear the jacket. But that's
true.
not for him.
That's true. It's just not for you, P. Diddy. I'm sorry.
P. Coins, it's time to go home.
It's a name.
Yeah.
Ooh, Doja Cat.
And she sure
This is it. This is the look. I think this is one of my favorite pieces.
If Chopette didn't come, Doja Cat certainly represented for Chopette.
She did.
So Chopette, Doja Cat did you justice.
I agree. It's
this was lovely.
And all about the attitude. I mean, sometimes people put on a dress and the dress carry them. You have to make the dress interesting. It's all about the personality. And look at how she strike that pose. It's
lovely.
Definitely a yay for me.
She looks like she needs to be in a Queen show.
Definitely.
But the aesthetics on her face, the fact that she got a whole mask done or made her face, with the cat. Look.
Yes, interesting. There it is.
Chopette.
So cute.
This is a rich cat. Chopette, do you need a friend? Call me. 664, call me.
Definitely a year for Chopette. Definitely.
Definitely. Oh, I enjoyed that segment.
It was amazing.
I still don't like Burna Boy outfit though.
You're gonna leave my Burna Boy. I'm looking forward to seeing him at St. Kitts Music Festival this year. So.
But you gonna way ahead, a whole month ahead.
Trust me, Burna Boy. We can't wait to see you here in St. Kitts.
True.
Can't wait.
All right. Okay, folks. With that, we're gonna take a break. See you on the other side of it.
Cheers.
An exotic experience.
no cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKNs. And if you're just joining us, locals have been buzzing about the 2023 Agri Open Day, which was held on the 27th to 28th of April at the Royal Bastille Valley National Park. Here to give us an overview of the event are Tyra Flanders, Head of Media and Communications, Alvin Heiliger, Aquaculture Officer, and Ian Chapman, Agricultural Officer. Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back.
Good morning.
Pleasure.
Thank you for joining us. So, give us from the feedback from the persons who were at the festival.
So before we begin, sorry about that, guys. We have to take a look at a short recap from the Agri Open Day. All right.
Nice.
Ooh, I see who's excited.
So as we were saying, give us some of the feedback that the public made about the Agri Open Day.
Listen, it is obvious, little humble brag. It is quite obvious that the 2023 edition of the Agriculture Open Day was spectacular.
It was.
Yes, not only was it bigger and better, just as we promised, but we did our best to try to incorporate all aspects of agriculture, as you would have seen. And we were able to build partnerships with small businesses as well during that period, as well as other businesses in St. Kitts and in Nevis, because we had persons from Nevis come down as well to participate. Yes, so it was absolutely amazing. And of course, with any event, there are little nicks and knacks there, you know, little things that you have to switch up and change and improve on. And so we've been getting the feedback on those things, and we are actually planning to have our little postmortem so that we could have those discussions, and very early we can start planning for 2024.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Already.
Oh yes.
So what are some of I'm just going to use the word incidences that were reported that you plan to deal with, if you can just highlight two?
Well, there is no secret. It is no secret that we had a few persons. So we're talking about the dust on the ground.
Okay.
That is something that was quite obvious. And of course, we want to ensure that next year that, you know, we don't have that same problem. So we're going to do our best to see how much we can improve that, because we want to make sure that it's a safe and enjoyable environment for all adults, and as well as the children, and for the animals as well that are also on the ground. You know, I love the animals. Yes, so we're going to do our best to ensure that that is something that we rectify, and I think we will be able to accomplish any other minor hiccups and changes that we can do, as long as we do it together as a team.
I like that.
Yes,
because there's no iron team.
And just to add to that, promptly, as soon as we settle down after the postmortem, we will start to grade the whole facility, because as you're aware that it has some unevenness on the ground, so we grade the whole facility and start immediately with the grafting, so that by next year,
no problems.
At least that wouldn't be a challenge or obstacle for anyone to be saying that thing. And of course, part of the dust, because Skellig was putting in some of that infrastructure, those are the heavy big trucks and things, so even the little grass that we would have established prior to putting in some of that last minute infrastructure would have kind of put the pressure on the thing and would have exposed some of the elements. And we are currently was having that heat wave and dry spell, so that coupled to some of it, and you see how our ministry was interactive and quickly do some backstopping and resilience, and brought in the tractor, and then on the second day we brought in the big water truck, and assistance from fire services. So it was.
So you're saying there won't be any venue changes for next year?
Well, I am being positive. I'm being positive, but I can assure you that wherever we'll be next year, we wouldn't have a lot of this minor hiccup would not be an issue.
And of course, in spite of, there is no doubt that in spite of the experience with the dust, that this staging of the Agriculture Open Day was nothing short of amazing, as the minister said. It really was. I mean, every angle of that field had something that was interactive, something that was educational, quite informative, just learning about the various aspects of agriculture and how it not only involves the crop and the livestock farmers, the fishers, our vendors, but also the businesses as well. I feel like from my own experience, just the promotion of the Agriculture Open Day opened my eyes to the number of people on island who really have grown more interested in
agriculture. I agree.
Yes, and we were privileged to be able to see that. We got the opportunity to see how people have really been just looking for the Agriculture Open Day. How much they have been looking forward to it, I should say.
And to put
the
on
children,
display.
exactly. The even persons from the various media houses. I know that it was an opportunity to get content, but not just the content, but also learning more about agriculture and the importance of agriculture.
I agree.
Indeed.
But Shira, even it's an agriculture show, right? So patrons or visitors should expect, I mean, the atmosphere to be that, even though we have the tweaks with the unevenness with the dust, it's an agri show. I mean, things like that. I mean,
I'm starting to like you a lot more.
I mean, one should come expecting the dirt and the mud and.
We kind of had a little, joke about that while I was there, because I wore my boots to the fair.
Right.
You knew what was coming.
I was #prepared.
I like that.
I was very much prepared because I was not expecting that the area would be spick and span. I wasn't expecting it to be sparkling.
Said, it's
because
agriculture.
I was thinking about dirt, hands-on farming, animals, fishing, and of course our aquaculture officer Alban would touch on that aspect as well.
Right.
But I really went there thinking that we are going to get a little bit down and dirty. This is what agriculture entails.
It's about indeed.
Yes, and we were able to showcase both sides of agriculture. So we had stalls that Ian could tell you about, where like CFB, for example.
Okay,
showcase the different ways to
I'm eager to hear this part.
Well, of course, we had the incorporation of the Clarence Fitzgerald College, them showcasing what they are doing with the hydroponic system that they are going and promoting the organic way of it, and not just using the fertilizers and things. They are using the more organic approach.
Yes,
and you will see in that incorporation, you would have seen Aika, CARI, the local, and the Republic of China and Taiwan, showcasing their various avenues where they are assisting the Ministry of Agriculture to development of agriculture. You would have seen some of our sponsors, ECGC, Eastern Caribbean Group of Company Feeds, and of course National Bank and Hosford's, Caribbean Chemicals, and promoting their organic line of chemicals, so that we showcasing that we are going in that direction, and that we are trying to have everything a lot more safer for our residents and of the Federation.
So let me just bring in Alvan.
Yeah, he has been pretty quiet.
Yes, but Alvan.
New kid on the
Yes.
Okay, Alvan, tell the audience what were some of the popular attractions at the event that stood out the most?
Before he tells us that, though, I want to know what is aquaculture, because there might be other persons out there who don't know what aquaculture is.
Yes, I was actually getting to that now, and the perfect segue from what Ian was speaking about, in terms of doing the new approach to agriculture within our federation. Aquaculture comes in as very important. Aquaculture basically is the growing and rearing of plants and animals in a controlled environment in water, where it could be in cages, ponds, you have it tanks as well. So what we did at the open day is basically gave the general public a snapshot of what aquaculture is. I mean, in those 2 ponds we had there, we had tilapia, and tilapia culture is very, very simple, very easy to do, something that anybody can do.
That's that's the one that you climbed up on?
Yep.
Okay.
That one.
Because I only saw the color fish in there.
I tried to put as many as possible.
It's a big pond.
Yeah.
And the one with the ducks?
Oh, no.
That was just that was just a duck pond. Giving you a farm.
So where was the other pond? I didn't see
it was
the other
two.
pond.
It was one high and
one low one.
Oh.
So it was one natural and then one with the aeration.
Yeah.
Listen, the fear was so big, Cartensia missed things. Cartensia.
And it was right there by the fishes.
Wow.
So that means it was right there where the monkeys were.
Right next to.
Yes.
And I missed it.
Yeah.
And yes, because it was right next to. So what we did try to do, and not cutting from Alvan's time, try to segment and have everything. So after you'd have seen the aquaculture ponds, then you would have the freshwater fish right there for you to purchase and and go home and practice.
I see that.
Try to make sure we have the new, kids on the block to come in to take over.
One thing I can say, careful thought went into planning this year.
Even the picture wall.
Beautifully executed.
Well, and if I'm to add, well, the logistics, and that was my area, was not very easy, because even until the very day of open day, people were still trying to register and be a part of open day. And of course, we were trying to see how much we could have facilitated everyone, just to make sure that everybody would be able to showcase what they are doing and try to help advance the sector. So the logistics and planning and laying out of all of that, it was, I must tell you, it was like, wow. Every minute you just have to make, and I was keep telling Share we cannot have a final floor plan. We cannot have a final floor plan because it's gonna be changing daily and by the minute.
You see, Ian wants to accommodate everybody. I want to shut everybody off because I know
the confusion. How big it was.
Oh my goodness, our people are very last minute people. So hopefully next year.
They stick to it.
Exactly. Yes. But I mean, we try our best as a ministry. We really do try our best to see how well we can accommodate persons.
Okay.
And Ian with the soft hat.
Oh.
Ian, you tried to squeeze in people, Ian.
Yeah.
See, Alvin and Cherry look like they're on the same page on you. On the other one,
Well,
understandably so.
Understandably so. Everybody's out there trying to, advance themselves and to see how they're showcasing and helping the sector. And the more we're able to showcase what is happening in the federation, because as Ms. Flanders would have rightfully indicated, we have patrons came down from Nevis to showcase what they're doing to advance the sector and helping. And so you'd have seen all forms of the thing. You'd have seen value added and promotion that persons with their beauty products, and see how they could have used the various things to make the candles and them different stuff. And those scented candles with cucumber scent and different lavender scent and the various different products, and all of them would have incorporated from the agriculture avenue. So you can't, for me personally, anything that to advance the sector, I will try my best to see how
to include it. I like that.
Indeed.
So persons looking, if you get a no from Miss Flanders, you know who to go to, right?
I don't think she would tell anybody no, but
I know. I'm just teasing.
I know that. But one of the things that we see that in our postmortem coming up, that trying to make sure that we have a cutoff deadline. I will stick to that, because try as Miss Flanders.
As advised.
I advise. I'm not advised that I have to now get a little hard and hard.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So Alvin, was this your first agriculture fair?
Yes, in my capacity, yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I said before, this year was just a snapshot. So I've already had plans in the making for what will happen for next year. So expect bigger and better.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
And I can tell you, next year gonna be bomb.com.
Can't wait.
Let me add that on there. So y'all, I have a bone to pick with y'all.
Tell us.
We have a Mongoose Phil Island. Where did y'all get a snake from? Because as soon as I heard snake, I ran all the way down to the ducks, because I don't do snakes. I don't care the size. I don't care the color.
Yes,
where did that snake come from? And do we have more of those things crawling around the island?
It was just a simple corn snake.
But a very small
where did y'all get that snake from?
Corn snake. Well, actually, quite a few in Nevis. I've seen for myself.
Corn. Why corn though?
They were here in St. Kitts. It's amazing.
Well,
that can't be amazing.
Snakes.
Because I forgot the beautiful macaw I saw and I just departed. You swear I took off for some other country because I was not dealing with no snake.
Quite harmless, actually. The children who were there were much braver
flocking the snake.
They were putting their hands out to take pictures with the snake. They wanted actual videos with the snake.
What, any mongoose at this fair?
Oh no.
Mongoose to be
not
there.
At all. We did not have mongoose at the fair. But I was quite impressed with the children's interactions with the animals at the petting zoo.
Yes.
Because I really saw fearless children, and
they were.
Yeah, it tells me that the future is in good hands.
Aww.
Yeah, the children are really trying to learn more about animals. They asked a lot of questions over there in that area. They really enjoyed the petting of the chicks, little baby chickens, as well as the petting of the rabbits as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a photo in my phone. I captured with a little boy, maybe about 3 or 4 years old, trying to touch the head of a cattle. And I said, there is no way.
I saw one rubbing the cattle's eyes. Exactly.
At 3, 4 years old, I was running away from any sort of cattle, donkey. Exactly. But they're beginning to understand more the animals and why we need them in agriculture. So it's a really good look, and I feel like the Agriculture Open Day does a really brilliant job of introducing them to all things agriculture, whether it's the livestock aspect, whether it's the aquaculture aspect, you know, the farming and the fishing, everything that is agriculture related. I feel like the Agriculture Open Day does a really brilliant job introducing that to our young children. And the earlier we start with them, the better it is. I agree.
And I am to add a couple to that, and I could tell Miss Flanders that photo that she have, and I could remember memory now that even a few of our young officers, because they would visit our open day, that is what inspired them to get into the field of agriculture, and now they are now working for the Ministry and Department of Agriculture. So I can guarantee you that photo that Miss Flanders have would be the next big agriculturist in the next 20 years.
Looking forward.
But before we go, and before I give you the chance to ask the last question, do you have an estimate of how many of us, because I attended the Agriculture Open Day for the 2 days?
Logistics team.
Logistics?
I know, to be honest, I don't want to give a figure offhand, but roughly I can say, I know on the second day, we had over a couple thousand persons that have visited the venue. We haven't gotten the counts from, because there was up to yesterday was doing the final counting of of all that different logistics, and of course we couldn't count the school children, so most of what we could indicate is what the band sets. But of course, if we to add all of those schools and the different persons that of course would have gotten VIP access, and like those persons in those access thing with the persons in the wheelchair and those type of person,
the different label folks,
right? Yes, and some of the special ed person and the various groupings that would have had access. So I would say I know it's somewhere in the thousands that would have visited the event, and we would like to thank all the persons who would have visited the Agriculture Open Day over the 2 days, and all those who didn't get the chance to be a part of Open Day 2023. You can't afford to miss Open Day 2024. Wow.
Can't wait. And finally, do you all support the slogan, buy what you eat and eat what you grow?
110 and 50%.
Awesome.
So I'm think Miss Flanders, we're gonna tweet that a little and add it to our hashtag as part of our promotion.
During the promotion, during the campaign, we actually encouraged, even when we went to the schools on the school visits, we tried to get the children to remember as much as possible our hashtag eat local, yes, buy local, or hashtag eat healthy, buy local.
Amazing. And there you have it, guys. The Ministry of Agriculture on full display with us this morning. Stay with us. Much more on Good Morning SKN. We return.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
So this is your part, man. We are at the end of the show. All time flies.
I know.
All time flies when you're having fun.
When we're having fun.
I know.
Thank you guys for joining us today. This is the part when we say so long, farewell to you, my friends.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Tune in daily, guys, where you'll find a little bit of everything for everyone. Get your friends and family to watch. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio327 Inc. and Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. Also, check our website at studio327inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
And thank you for joining us today. Thank you. This is episode 325, and you've been with us for all these episodes, and we appreciate you. As Andre said, subscribe, and share. Remember, your friends and family can only know if you share with us. So for those of you watching in St. Martin, Trinidad, Guyana, the diaspora, wherever you are, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you greatly. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. So we invite you always to leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And remember, if you have guests that you think are worthy of our stage, send them along. Right here at Good Morning SKN. So see you tomorrow when you wake up bright and early when the sunshine peeps out, the cock crows. Grab your cup of tea, grab your cup of coffee, your device, turn it on at 8 a.m. Sit, enjoy. Start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. And remember, if you don't intend to have one, as Tabitha Brown would say, a great day, that is, don't go messing up nobody else's. Thank you for watching. Bye.